It's starting to come out. Starting to come out. I've been holding it in for too long. Yeah, it's starting to come out. Starting to come out. And I can't pretend anymore. Oh, I'm yours. Never thought I'd even try. Have to just one day it's special, yeah. But there is something in your eyes. Ooh, one false move and you'll be gone. You need me, it's alright. I can't tell if it's the right moment, but baby, anyhow, I can't hold it in anymore, no, 'cause it's starting to come out, starting to come out. I've been holding it in for too long, yeah, it's starting to come out, starting to come out, and I can't pretend anymore. Ooh, I'm yours, starting to come out. Starting to come out, starting to come out. Oh, I'm yours, starting to come out, starting to come out. Oh, I'm yours. I know that I just met you, but you look, oh girl, you blow my mind. I know what I would like to do, but you just keep on talking. I see your dog needs walking. Your folk drive you insane. I know, yeah, that's true. Of course, you ain't the one to blame. Keep on talking to me. You keep on telling me your dreams. You keep on talking to me. that you've been talking to me 3 nights in a row. I think it's time to let go. Forget the past, just lose control. Cause life's too short for yapping. Come on and dance, come give me soul. You keep on talking to me. You keep on talking to me. You keep on talking. You keep on talking to me. You keep on telling me your dreams. You keep on talking, but I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you. I just wanna see you.
Here we go, put this miserable song on repeat. Cause you seem to forget how much you are hurting me. Do what's right, you say you will, but then you don't. You just don't. You don't care, cause you don't take me seriously. What's there to repair if you don't wanna talk to me? You should know your time is up, I'm out, I'm done. So I'm putting you on a lifetime sentence, and you'll no longer feel my presence. So you thought I would let this live. Thought you knew me so much better. You're on a lifetime sentence, so now you never feel my presence. So you thought I would let this live. Thought you knew me so much better. So you thought I would let this live. Thought you knew me so much better. Yeah, yeah. So you thought I would let this live. No, that's right. Your words don't mean a thing to me. Sleepless night, your love has left us incomplete. Thinking that your promises will fit so loud. No, that's right. So I'm putting you on a lifetime sentence, and you'll no longer feel my presence. So you thought I would let this live. Thought you knew me so much better. You're on a lifetime sentence, so now you never feel my presence. So you thought I would let this live. Thought you knew me so much better. Cause I don't. So you thought I would let this live. Thought you knew me so much better. Oh no. So you thought I would let this live. So I'm putting you on a lifetime sentence, and now you never feel my presence. So you thought I would let this live. Thought you knew me so much better. You're on a lifetime sentence, so now you never feel my presence. Never feel. So you thought I would let this live. Thought you knew me so much better. Thought you knew me so much better.
What's going?
In this moment, yes, I cannot say what's wrong or right. No, it's not hard to fool me. No, 'cause I'm addicted to the good life. Yes. Yeah, lead the way. I follow. No need to say. Where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. To the edge of it all. So tell your good lies. 'Cause I'll buy no matter what. Yeah. Susceptible now. Before the moment flies. Ooh. So tell your good lies. 'Cause I'll buy no matter what. Ooh. Susceptible now. Before the moment flies. It's not a problem. No. 'Cause I know what I'm getting into. Yes. Yeah. And nothing can stop me. No. 'Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way. I follow. No need to say. Where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell your good lies. 'Cause
That's in there. Testing, testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. The heck was that? What just happened there? Mm-mm-mm-mm. That's in there. There we go. Testing, testing, testing. 1, anyway, 2, 3. You build it while you fly it. So, knock it off in the chat room. Say something else slick, and you're gonna end up getting timed out. Say it twice, and you'll be gone. That's how we do that. All right. Here we go. The music's good. The sound is good. Last night in LA, well, the last night doing the show in LA, I leave on the red eye tomorrow. So tomorrow I'm in LA. I'm actually going to be here. I may actually decide to. Well, LA is now under a curfew. So staying here is kind of changed a little bit. The governor has decided to put California back on a curfew, which is funny because he was got busted for being at a party. Candle of the Evening, one of my favorite, K26. Fragrance of the Evening, Kimmy Arum, Aurum. Smells like strawberries and oud. Yeah, so shout out to all you PhDs.
I'm a PhD.
What's going on, Minister Jap? Shout out to all you German Shepherds and you dog owners. Shout out to Big Shirley. Big Shirley has become a staple over here. Shout out to Otasia and Cornbread. Shout out to everybody. How you doing tonight? Because tonight we need to have the sound right because it's challenge day. It's challenge day. Every couple of weeks I like to do a challenge day. I like to allow people who disagree or who have a misunderstanding or something like that to call in and let's talk about it. See, I'm much more of a direct person. I'm not really big on, beef, controversy, confusion, especially with content creators. If I do have something to say to a content creator, I will say your name. I won't sneak diss you. I think that's the manly thing to do, the masculine thing to do. All I ask is this, folks: is we need to keep the likes, the engagement up over 50%. Right now, we got 1,800 people in here. We should have close to 900 likes, but we don't have that. So let's go ahead and get those up. Let's go ahead and get those up because here's the thing. What I've noticed is this whole high value thing has really taken off. That's an understatement. But I find it interesting that any of my critics, shout out to Obsidian, he's mentioned this too. None of my so-called critics ever deal with the issue. I have gone out of my way on numerous occasions to define exactly what I mean by high value man. And I have yet to see anyone who has a critique of it to address my specific points, which I think is honestly disingenuous. Lazy content creation. Honestly, most of you sound like you're just trying to catch a wave and ride something other than dealing with the argument. And honestly, it makes you look kind of foolish, in my opinion. As I said to someone yesterday, I don't go back and forth and debate anyone or deal or talk to somebody who cannot even be bothered to watch my content. I don't want to hear what you think about what you thought what I said. I don't give a damn what somebody told you I said. If you're going to question me, you better at least have sat your hind parts down and watched. If not, don't come asking me, well, can you explain what the thousands of hours of content you mean? Can you just give me the Cliff Notes, the 2-minute version? Man, funk that. Lazy. Here we go. Tonight, I don't understand what's going on. Last night, we talked about the single mother who still thinks she's the shit. And make no mistake, she is not alone. Many of you ladies believe this. The night before, we asked, can white women teach black women how to get high value black men? And before that, we talked about women always wanting more. And Monday, we didn't get a chance to do it. Overweight equals alone. Ladies, make no mistake. The bigger you are, the smaller the ring. The smaller the woman, the bigger the ring. The bigger the woman, the smaller the ring to where it almost doesn't exist. So if you are overweight and you have an issue with there being a standard, men having a standard, I don't know what to tell you other than, sorry, men are going to be who they are. But if you have an issue with that, sorry. If you have an issue with men not wanting to deal with or preferring not to deal with women who have children from other men, sorry, not sorry. Because for the longest, you ladies have been told, you can do whatever you want. You can be whatever you want. Men shouldn't have to accept it. We're to the point now to where I honestly am hearing women say that men are the problem. Like baby mama last night. Men just seem to want a beautiful woman to be on his arm, and that's a problem. What? We're to the point now to where you ladies are making men the problem for just simply wanting the bare minimum. Today is challenge day. You can talk about high value, baby mama stuff, the weight stuff, the image stuff, the appearance stuff, whatever you have questions and issues about. But remember, you're going to be respectful of my platform, and I only have one rule. I'm nice to you if you're nice to me. You cannot overtalk me. When I start talking, you need to stop. You need to have YouTube off in the background. The only thing that needs to be on is Zoom. You need to make sure you call in using computer audio. You must have your audio on. Because as we get into this, I've heard people say, and I'm going to pick up on this later next week, early next week, are men the problem? Or is it what I've heard on the other side? There's a school of thought that of men who say women are problematic today. Okay? Overarching theme. Women today, modern women are problematic. And there's a school of thought or philosophy that that's just because women by their nature are understood. They don't get it. They're not as adept at keeping up with the world and trends and politics and this and that. So women are really kind of more misunderstood. Then there's a school of thought that says at their core they're chaotic. The question we're going to dig into all next week are, regardless as to what you think, I have the fundamental question: is modern dating redeemable? Are modern women redeemable in the sense of relationship? Yes, ladies, you can get out there and have your job,
I'm a PhD.
have your car, have all you can get out here and produce, do everything and take care of yourself. But many of you are unfit for relationships as they were. And if you didn't learn it growing up from your mama, your big mama, your nanny, your aunties, whatever, you're not getting it in the school system, in the neighborhood, in the streets, fine. The question is there any hope? Think about it when someone commits a crime. There's a school of thought that says, once a criminal, always a criminal. Then there's a school of thought that says people should go do the time, do the crime, and then they can be rehabilitated. Are modern women more likely to be rehabilitated, or are they more likely to experience recidivism? We're going to dig into that all next week because, my opinion, I'm going to hold back. But I'm going to tell you, there are many people today, many men think that the ship is sailed for most of you. This is why you're hearing more and more men deciding to go out of the country, other places, if possible. Men who are not talking about that, I am hearing and seeing seriously men contract with surrogate mothers to have their children, take their children and raise them as single fathers. Shout out to Emil Amir. He made a good point. He's like, look, we've tried it every other way. We've tried it the traditional way, and like it or not, women are filing 80% of the divorces. We've tried it the single mother way, and look at what it's got. So now let's try it the single father way. You're starting to see more men say, you know what? I'll just go. I'll save my money, hire me a surrogate mother, and I'll take my child. How do you ladies feel about that? How are you ladies prepared to see a bunch of men out there contracting with surrogate mothers and being single dads? That way. No women, no mothers involved. I think it's interesting. That's one school. There's another school, go out of the country and get women. There are a lot of women like, well, that's not really plausible because most people don't make that kind of money. Well, great. Then that guys are saying, forget it. Don't deal with you at all. Let it all fall apart. Then there's another school of thought, well, go deal with women of another group. My thing is, all those options are available, but what happens to the core group of people? Is there such thing as femininity rehab? Is there such thing as summer school? We talk about going to wife school. Some of y'all need to go to wife summer school. But here we go. Let's get into it. All we have to make sure is you're polite to me, I'm polite to you. So, let's get into it. And no, I don't want to talk to a bunch of guys tonight. No one really wants to hear what y'all have to say, gentlemen, like it or not. I'm not gonna go back and forth debating. Nope, not gonna do that. If you're not at high value, I'm gonna be honest. If you're a man and you want to question the whole notion of high value, if you're not even in the ballpark of the income, I don't even want to have a conversation with you. If you're not in the ballpark, high value starts at $10,000 a month in Dallas, Houston, Austin, Atlanta, roughly wherever the cost of living is about 100%. And you need to be making that money for at least 3 years, preferably 5 years. If you're making $50,000 a year, I don't care to discuss the whole concept of high value. It's theoretical conversations do nobody any good. Sorry, not sorry, but that's just the way it is. It's kind of like a guy talking about, forget these women, I'm gonna do my own thing, and that's fine. But if in order for it to really hurt, you have to be at least the kind of woman, the kind of man a woman would want. A loss only counts if you want it, if it's something that's wanted. A loss only counts if it's something that's wanted. Nobody cares about losing, the wiffle ball championship. With the Super Bowl, yeah. Now, here's what we're gonna do: keep the engagement up, keep the likes up, or else you'll hear this. And if you don't want to hear that all the way through, keep my engagement up. We're gonna go straight to Challenge Day. Join the show if you have a disagreement. As we're waiting for the next competitor, fight! As we're waiting for the next competitor. Testing, testing. System does some of the strangest things. Guys, and for many people think being a content creator is easy, you got to be able to do a lot of different things at one time. You got to be able to diagnose system issues, run a chat room, look at the screens, think about your topic, all this stuff while making sure you don't have no boogers hanging out your nose. And when the system goes awry, hey man, if you don't know how to use, this is why I tell guys, if you want to be a content creator, you need to learn your systems yourself. Because when stuff starts to fall apart, it falls apart right in front of everybody. All right, that's dope. All right, so better. There you go. The sound is better. Disagreement day. Here we go. So, are men the problem? While we're waiting for people to join in, are women the problem in modern dating, or is it the men? Ladies, when it comes right down to it, to the ladies, are women the problem, or is it the men in general? Not you, not your friends, But if you had to be honest, ladies, who would you say is the issue today in modern dating? Is it men or is it women? My gut is that many women, if they were honest, it would probably shock a lot of folks. Men, I have a question. Who is the problem in modern dating? Is it men or is it women? Hold on. Go ahead, guys. The link is in there. I'm looking for my interview link. Because I think I'll also fire up the interview link too. Let that pop through. I'll let the interview link pop through too. Ask Godfather. Do. Who's the if you think men are the problem, put a 1 in the chat room. If you think it's women who are the problem, put a 2 in the chat room. If you think women are the problem, put a 1 in the chat room. If you think men are the problem, put a 2 in the chat room. Let's see what everybody has to say. I think it ought to be pretty damn interesting. Notice how the chick last night didn't. That woman last night, she has issues. But we all got issues. The point of what are you going to be willing to do about it? You're going to need to start your video. Okay. Look here, dude. Let me do this real quick. This is why I don't let guys call in. I'm gonna do this real quick. Unmute yourself.
Good night, sir.
Why do you have no shirt on in my show?
I didn't know I was going to be placed on the video. I'm in the Caribbean where it's actually scorching hot.
Okay.
I can go grab one if you like.
Well, I'm asking because number one, it's not really appropriate to be on. Number two, what's the question you have? Because I asked for the ladies to join the show. What would you like to add?
I'd be happy to give the perspective as a person who definitely considers himself a high value man, and I appreciate the content that you put out there.
Hold on. You don't consider yourself a high value man?
I do, sir. I'm a tech salesman like yourself with aspirations for entrepreneurial work. Okay. So I really appreciate the background that I believe that you have. I'm relatively new to your program.
All right.
I can grab a shirt really quickly, by the way, just if you give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back. I didn't realize I was going to be on video.
Go ahead. You're not on right now, but just go ahead. All right, he left. Guys, here's what I need from you guys, okay? It clearly said, ladies, join the show. Oh, all right. Join the show if you have a disagreement. All right, so let me go ahead and redo this, because what happens when a bunch of guys join the show? Women don't join the show. Women don't join the show when a bunch of guys join the show. That's all it comes down to. And I have to put it out here. And this is going to bother somebody. This is going to bother some guys. But look, when you come into a space where there are women who are already not hearing your point of view, they're looking for reasons to disqualify the things that I'm saying or men like you are saying. Don't give them a reason. This is why I am very particular about the guys who get on the show. It's not because I want the spotlight 100%. It's because I want you to be a good representation of the points. You have, gentlemen, make no mistake. Make no mistake. You must win the optics. Being right does not make you a winner. John F. Kennedy beat a more talented, better politician in Richard Nixon because of the first televised debate. Go Google it yourself and go look up Nixon Kennedy debate, and you will see a Richard Nixon who looked gray, sweaty, clammy, with perspiration coming from his top lip. Political strategists, theorists, and historians say that debate cost him the presidency because of how he showed up on camera. If you men want women to pay attention, you need to show up in a way that they can resonate with, respect, admire. And if you're fuck it, I don't care, man, these bitches ain't, then you're too stupid to play this game. I'm going to just put it out there. I'm talking to men. I'm not talking to boys. I'm not talking to man, fuck these hoes, man, I ain't gonna do all this. I'm gonna keep it real. If you want to alpha your way through shit, man, carry your ass over there. The rest of us who out here in the real world understand that that's childish. So no, when I ask you to join, I love to hear more men that have a point, but you gotta show up. There's the link. So, I saw a lot of people saying that women are the issue. All right. Well, if women are the issue, what are you prepared to do about it? What can they do? What can they do? If women are the issue, what can they do? How would you go about telling modern women how they can actually rehabilitate their image in your eyes to make any one of them worthy of an opportunity? See, that's where I'm going to get to. I don't want to keep having the conversation talking about how single mothers are not a good option for high value men, not what they choose. We get that. I don't want to keep having the same conversation. I want solution. And I don't need a complete solution. Just give some pointers. If you are the kind of man that women would want to be with, would want to submit to, cooperate with, partner, what would women in general out here need to do to rehabilitate their image in your eyes to where you'd be willing to even sit down and entertain a serious long-term relationship? Because if there's nothing...
Okay, I found this on the Work for What long-term relationship. Check it out.
If there's nothing that women can do, then honestly, what you're basically telling them is, you don't need to even worry about what I have to say. There's no hope. There's no hope. I have a hard time believing that, but it's your point. And ladies, vice versa. If you think men are the problem, what do men need to do in general to rehabilitate the image in your eyes? So you'd even be willing to sit down and be submissive and cooperate with men. But it cannot be something that more than one man can do. See how I got him right there? It cannot be something that more than one man can do, because you know a lot of you ladies are good for telling the men to get out here and build Wakanda. Go defeat white supremacy. Go back and find me some virgin Cambodian breast milk and 3 dodo eggs and a wayfinder. Fuck you mean? It needs to be something that one man can do. See, I take that, go build a community, and then I'll be willing to sit my ass down, man, French toast that. Nope. What do men need to do? There we go. I'm telling you, I have zero. I'm gonna have a very low tolerance for you guys in the comment section acting stupid. You're gonna need to show me who I'm talking to. Yasmin, Jessica. Do. There's that. Boom, 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 boom. Notice no challenge day. Y'all get real quiet. Got all kind of stuff to say in the comment section. But now it's time to actually put your money where your mouth is. And it's like, well, I don't know what to say now. What needs to happen? Dale. You can unmute yourself. Dale. Hello? Unmute yourself.
I don't know what to say now.
All right. You have to have YouTube muted in the background.
Okay.
What needs to happen?
Is it muted now?
It should be turned off, but it should be turned off. What do you have for me?
I really just have some advice.
Okay, you're still going on in the background. You have to turn YouTube off in the background.
Okay.
Shut the YouTube down and just be on Zoom.
Okay. I'm sorry. Please bear with me. I really want to talk to you.
Well, you have to get YouTube. Oh, Jesus.
What needs to happen?
Turn YouTube on. Close the window with YouTube on it. The only thing that can be open is Zoom, or else we're going to get background and echo, and I cannot talk to you. H Christ. Unmute yourself, please. Go ahead and unmute yourself. Unmute yourself, please. All right. Well, she's trying to figure out how to do this. Lady, unmute yourself. Oh my gosh. So, part of the problem is basic instructions, right? I know, right? It shouldn't be that hard. It's not that hard.
Okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Those were hers.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah. Are you a PhD?
No.
I'm a PhD.
How many dogs you got?
One.
Really?
I'm sorry?
What kind of dog is it?
He's a cane corso.
He's a what?
A cane corso.
What is that in English?
It's a larger dog, and their breed is meant for guarding and protecting. They're very protective of their home and their family.
Okay, so what's your disagreement?
Honestly, I don't have a disagreement. I just came here because I honestly want some advice from you.
It says disagreement day.
Oh, I know, but this is my first time catching it on live. Normally I'm asleep. And
You have a job?
I do. I own a business.
Okay, so I do too.
And I do have a question. If you don't
But I
mind.
have a business. And if you wanted my advice, you could always book a session if you can't catch us at the show live.
I'm definitely, I was trying to go online earlier.
But all you have to do, man, but see, what kind of business do you own?
I own a pet grooming, doggy daycare, and indoor
Okay,
dog
so what you're basically trying to do is I have a disagreement day, and you basically came in and said, damn your topic. I want to ask you what I want to ask you. And
Okay.
but you are more than welcome to go on my website and purchase your time to talk with me one-on-one. Because what you're trying to do is rather rude. But I will go ahead and do it because I'm going to use this as a teaching lesson. How old are
Okay.
you? How old are you?
I'm 35.
35 years old. 35 years old and you're a business owner.
Uh-huh.
And what's your question?
My issue is, well, I want to know at what point when I'm just meeting a guy, do I tell him that I'm a business owner? Because my problem is that when I try to date down and the conversation comes up to where I own a business, the guy is either like, "Hey, can I come join in on you on that business, or can I put some money and be a business partner?" And I'm not looking for that. And I honestly,
Hold on. I need to be clear on this subject. Where are you at?
North Carolina.
And you're saying when to tell somebody you own a business?
Because I find when I date down, guys
Uh-huh.
see an interest and want to be like a business partner. And I'm learning that maybe I need a high value man because that's what my dad.
Well, first off, ma'am, I really don't understand. What kind of man are you talking about? Because
Um,
owning a business is no different than having a job, in my opinion.
so
And I'm not getting what you're saying. When should you? I'm not understanding why this is an issue. If you're, what kind of men are you? What kind of men are you dating?
I try to give guys that not
Yeah,
6 up a
you try
chance.
to do what?
I try to give guys that's not on my level a chance.
Why? What do you mean on your level? What does that mean?
That's making 6 figures or more.
But I don't under. Okay, you try to give guys who are not on your level a chance.
And
Why?
I'm because I honestly want a 6 figure guy. Is what I'm realizing. Is what
Okay, so let me just go ahead and net it out for you. You ready?
uh-huh.
The guys you want aren't asking you out.
Well, I haven't been putting myself out there honestly.
But you put yourself out there enough for the guys you don't want or beneath you to ask you out.
Those are like guys I met online. I've
Right. So, again, the men you want are not asking you out. See, you ladies do this.
Mhm.
You go and deal with men who you feel are beneath you, and then you ask how to fix them. I'm not beneath you. I don't know how to fix a guy that doesn't that's down there. That's not my concern. The better question is why can't you get a guy on your level?
That's
That's the
why I
real
need your advice.
question. Well, the
I need
first
your
thing,
advice.
well, first of all, I would tell you what I said in here automatically is a problem. Why you would come onto a show that you know is a disagreement day? It's selfish. It's
I
like,
didn't
well, yes, ma'am. It's like I want what I want. I don't say things for no reason. That's why I asked you questions. You're 35 years old, a business owner. That means you understand what business is, and you know this is a business. And I have a show title, and you said, "Damn your show title! I want to talk to you." But you could have went to my business and booked time to talk to me. But you wanted what you wanted, how you wanted.
I'm sorry.
No, and I'm using this as lesson. That's the problem with too many of you black women. You don't do shit the right way with black men. That was improper. And when I told you the right way, you still were like, well, whatever. So I'm gonna use this. When was the last time you had a relationship?
Like the end of last year around December,
How long did it last?
a year.
A year. And was that man? Did you go to college?
Did I go to college?
Yes.
No, sir.
Okay. And how long have you owned your own business?
9 years.
And how long have you been making six figures or more?
The last 3.
Okay. Why do you need a man making six figures?
Because I'm finding out that the guys that I date it's not working out.
What does that have to do with money?
Because I feel like I need a guy that I can respect and admire, and I'm ambition, and I want a guy that has that drive too. And when he doesn't, I find myself, encourage him like, hey, babe, you can do this and you can do that. And
All
then
right. So in North Carolina, what percentage of the population, what percentage of men in this country make six figures or more?
I think it's like 5%. I'm not.
Closer to 10. So,
Okay.
10%. All right. So the question is, what do those men who make that kind of money, who all women tend to want, what do they want?
I feel like they want arm candy, somebody who can have more to bring to the table than just looks, but also bring balance to their life. I feel like I can help them out on
Okay, slow down. I'm not understanding. You said they want arm candy, then you contradicted yourself. But they want somebody that more than just looks.
Yeah, arm candy, but something behind, brain with it, and more in depth.
Do you know any men who make six figures or more?
My dad and my uncle.
Do you know any men that you are related to that make six figures or more?
Unrelated to? Yeah,
Men that you are not related to.
Not on a personal level.
So you don't know them. You don't know what they want, but you want him. Man, I'm going to suggest that you really don't know what you want. And saying six figures is just something that you've got taken from out there. But I'm not hearing this rooted to anything. But what do you want ultimately? Do you want to be married, children, what?
Yes, I want to be married.
Do you want any children?
Yes.
How many?
I have a son now, so.
Okay. How old is your son?
He's 13.
Where's the father?
He's not enough in his life.
I didn't ask that. I said, where's the father?
Well, he's not like in it like I would like him to be.
All right, so let me go ahead and take this down, ma'am. Men who make the kind of money you're talking about have options, and typically they don't want to deal with women who have 13-year-old sons who are used to dating men. This doesn't sound appealing to the kind of man you're talking about. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I was thinking once I start booking session with you that
I can't change men.
I know, but I can approve myself, and I feel like I have a lot to offer to those type of men.
Oh, okay, but see, you should have stopped right there. I just told you I cannot change men. And you said, once I book a session with you, I'm not a miracle worker. I'm telling you what they want. And you're still saying, yeah, but I want them. They don't want you.
But I have been working on myself this year and booking your.
Okay, ma'am, but okay. 35, 13-year-old son with a sketchy father. Why would a man who's in the top 10% of earners, who women across the country want that?
Because I have a lot to offer. I feel like.
Would you want your son to, if you had a son making that kind of money, would you want him to bring home a woman who had a 13-year-old son from a sketchy father? Or would you prefer him to get a woman who had no children, was younger, and easier to get on his program?
Depending on his age.
See what I mean? See what I mean? This goes so deep for Black women. They will even, should have been an easy question. No, I would not want my son to bring, I want the best for my son. That should have been the appropriate answer. That's why I sat up. That is bullshit. You should want the best for your son.
Of course.
But and are you thinking, back up.
If he brought home a woman, yes, I feel like I'm the exception to the rule. But
no, you're not. That's the problem. You all think you're the exception to the rule, but your life is proven to you that you're not.
My love life is not that good. I agree with you. Because
That's my point, and ma'am, and that's my point. You ladies all feel like, listen, you ladies all feel like you're the exception to the rule. And then when someone like myself comes along and gives you a dose of reality, instead of just accepting it, it's like, yeah, but I'm special. You don't know any men on this level that are not your father, that aren't related to you. That means you don't know these men. You don't know where to go get them. You don't know what they want. But you're still saying, pick me. They don't want mid-30-year-old baby mamas. I'm trying to be polite, man, but they don't want those.
Can I ask you a question?
Did you hear what I said?
Yes.
Why is that so? Okay, go ahead.
Why is it so?
Go ahead.
From my point of view, I feel like I get what you're saying. They do have better options, but also those better options are younger girls. Those younger girls don't necessarily 20-year-olds are not necessarily attracted to 45-year-olds.
Bullshit. I'm 51 and I can't beat them off with a stick. That's another one of you lies. No, younger women are attracted to older men. What are you talking about?
So can you see me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So do you feel like a woman like me?
Uh-huh. What would you rank yourself on a scale from 1 to 10? You cannot use 7.
Would I rate myself?
Just your face.
My face when I wake up, 5, but when I put myself together, 6.
Okay. And how tall are you?
5'5".
Dress size.
I'm sorry?
Your dress size.
A 3.
Okay. So that makes you, if you give yourself a 5, that's average.
Yes.
So average looking women tend not to get high earning men. They tend to get average men.
So
did you I mean, stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. Breathe and digest. You're 35 years old and you can look around and see the world. You don't tend to see higher earning men with average looking women off rip. If you do see them, they got their average looking woman when they were both really young and he built his way up. But a man earning the kind of money you're talking about does not go for an average looking woman.
I mean, my body is not average. So
but ma'am, you please don't make me say it.
Say what? I really just wanted some advice. I love your
I'm giving you advice, but you're not taking it. The advice is, ma'am, you're average looking at best.
I'm taking it in, but
okay, but you're not accepting the fact that average looking women, average looking woman who's older, average looking older woman with a 13-year-old son. Average looking woman with a 13-year-old son with a sketchy baby daddy. This gets worse every time I say something. And now you're asking for a man who's in the top 10% of men. You don't qualify for one. And you're making, I don't want to have to go there. But when you put in all these other factors, why can't you just get a man that's an average guy?
Sometimes I feel like in order to fully submit, I have to feel like he's in.
Well, then you're gonna die alone. How about that? Let me just cut to the chase, ma'am. You can feel like what you want to, but women like you die alone, straight up. Because you think you're better than the men that you qualify for. And the only reason, honestly, ma'am, that I can see a woman like yourself really thinking you deserve more is because you earn more money than most people around you in North Carolina. But if your ass worked at the post office, you would not think so highly of your opportunities. And that's the reality. Men don't care about your money. Not the kind of men that you want. We don't care about your money. It ain't ours. We care about the fact that you are older and you got kids. And you're average. And your reality of your life has showed you that. You don't have the kind of men that you want knocking on your door trying to find you. See, what we've done in this country, this world, is we've told women like yourself that you can have it all, and you got a Prince Charming who's 6 foot, 6 feet tall, 6-figure income, jawline, all this other kind of stuff. And I'm sorry, man. No. Most people get average people, especially average people. And you're an average person. I mean, let's be real. You're not running Microsoft. You got a pet grooming business. You've been making 6 figures for the last 3 years. Okay. But if I'm looking at you, if I looked at you and I took all that off of you, all the eyelashes and all the hair, what do you look like under there?
I mean, I look the same. I'm just.
No, you don't. Because if you did, you wouldn't have all that on.
I'm sorry?
No, you don't. You don't look the same because if you did, you wouldn't have all that on.
So, what is your advice for women that?
All right, I'll tell you my advice, man, because you're not listening to me. This is why I always recommend you need therapy. People think most of us in the Black community need therapy, but you're not dealing with reality. I asked you about your child's father, and you couldn't answer me. But it doesn't sound like you're too proud of him. What kind of student is your child?
He's an A student.
Does he have any behavioral problems?
No, he actually got a YouTube channel, and he's trying.
I don't need that. No. But where is it? But his daddy is still. If his daddy is alive, does he have a relationship with his father?
Yeah, he does.
Then what's your issue with him?
He's not business minded like my father and my uncle. And
then why did you choose to make a baby with him before you got married?
Young and dumb. I was 16.
Exactly, and that cost. See, yeah. That young and dumb shit. Let me stop you right here. That young and dumb shit you Black women throw out as if it's supposed to get. Listen and listen well, women. Young and dumb is not a get out of jail free card. It doesn't go woof and change the fact. You still have to carry that consequence. And men are not rushing up to be stepfathers to 13-year-olds. What would be better is if you honestly sat down and asked yourself, what value can I bring to a man?
And I know that what I can.
Well, all right. What value? What is it?
What is it? I can help him with his business. I'm very business minded on the end of helping organize, hiring. I plant into planting my own garden, so I can definitely plant. I'm into improving my etiquettes with just self-improvement and working on myself. And
ma'am, at 35 years old, here's what you told me. I can help him with his business. Due respect, ma'am, and I mean no disrespect, but 20 to 30% of people own businesses. What about the 70 to 80% of men who don't own them? That means that doesn't matter. That means nothing to the average man. Then the next thing you said, I can plant. Ma'am, that means nothing to most people because we go to grocery stores. Then you say self-improvement. I gave you a shot at saying what you have to offer to men, and you said nothing that we value.
What do you value? What do you?
Man, book a session. Book a session. I'm not doing this. Nope. I'm done. I've tried to go around, but this has happened. The older you ladies get, the more you get set in your ways. Book a session because I don't want to do this in public, man. Because you seem like a sweet woman, but you're not getting it.
You're being so mean.
I'm not being. Don't tell me I'm being mean. I'm about to be mean. I get tired of you broads telling me I'm being mean because you cannot handle the goddamn truth. You called my show on a day that you ain't even supposed to be here, and I honored the call and sat here and tried to help you, and I'm telling me I'm being mean. Get the fuck out of my phone. I'm tired of y'all doing this shit. Being mean. See, the truth is mean to women like her. So I think a lot of you get off on having a man talk to you crazy. Ooh, I'm going to just keep acting stupid and clueless, and I'm going to keep doing until he says something to me. Nope. Thank you, guys. And I'm sitting there trying to be polite. You were 5? No, ma'am, you were not. No, you really were not. Every bit of a 4. And comprehension was much lower. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. You know, I need to explain to women who don't watch this show why I get so exasperated with women like this. Because that woman came in here entitled. A 35-year-old high school graduate who owns a pet grooming business, who is every bit of a 4 at best. Y'all saw it. Y'all saw her. She was not a beauty queen. Long weave, all that makeup, Cupid doll eyelashes, and all this other stuff going on. That woman is a 4. Maybe when done up, a 5 on a good day. But the entitlement, you got a kid by a man, you got a 13-year-old, you got a teenager at 35. Sitting back talking about, I don't make myself available, but I want a man that's making top 10% earner. And what I bring to him, I can plant a garden. Think of yourself, as men, we're listening like, what? This is our reward for going out and becoming the best versions of ourselves? And average, and this is the problem. That woman wasn't a beauty queen. She was average at best, wanting everything. Oh my. There's a term called 49ers. 4s who think they're 9s. That's what that was. And no amount of me trying to be politically correct, genteel, indirect. She didn't want to hear shit. Wow. Yeah, but I need a guy on my level. A level for what? Grooming dogs? I can help him with his business. He already has a business. He doesn't need your help there. And this is why we're talking about rehabilitating. That is far more the norm out there than men expecting beauty queens. Far more the norm is women like her, around her looks, with or without children, wanting the best. And the question is there any, can a woman like that be rehabilitated? That was the lead off question. Can the previous caller, if she was an avatar for what a lot of average looking women are like today. And she was a dress size 3 according to her. So if you take away the kid, if you add 50 to 70 pounds, either way, you got big with no kids, little with kid. Either way, both have what value to a man. And when I asked her, ma'am, what benefit or value do you have to a man? Oh, I know, I can do it. And I said, tell me, did anyone think that they got an answer from a 35-year-old thoughtful woman? Did anyone get the impression that that woman has put any actual thought into what benefit she can be to a man? And this is what I was saying on Instagram. You ladies are going to have to figure out what value you bring to men and learn how to articulate it. Because honestly, far too many of you, your value stops in the bedroom. Being able to help with a business, this vague term, plant and etiquette. Don't get it. Yeah, you don't have to keep talking about her looks. We can just forget the looks. We can just go into the actual conversation. The conversation is more than anything else. Not the Jessica. You need to go ahead and connect your audio. Yeah, I mean, I tried to. I mean, saying I'm not. I was trying to not say certain things because there was a greater point to be made. Focusing on the physical is not necessary with this call. It's a point, but the greater point is even if she was Thelma from Good Times or Pam Grier, even if she could have been an 8. Remember the baby mama who still thinks she's the shit? What value were either one of those women to the kind of men they say they want? That's what I need you ladies to understand. Not getting triggered because you don't like the way I phrase things or the way I use. I'm not going to change. This is it. To my critics, my male critics who think I should use I'm not going to. More men. At the end of the day, I'll put what my results up against yours any day. Because at least over here, there are men. And there are women who are saying, you know what? May not necessarily like what you have to say, but it is being helpful. And I said it at the beginning. Told her she should have booked her one-on-one session. But no. So you get what you get when you call in. If you don't want to take this, here's the thing. Make no mistake. If you want to do this and if you want to protect your feelings or whatever, book your own session. But if you want to do this live, it goes the way it goes. Join the show. Join the show. So the question becomes, is there anything that modern women today, women who were in the danger zone or no man's land? Danger zone is 27 to 35. Is there anything that women in danger zone can do to rehabilitate themselves? Is there anything women who are on the other side of the danger zone, 36 to 60, is there anything a woman like that can do to rehabilitate herself in your eyes? Let's further complicate it. Let's say either one of these women and they have children in the home. Are women who have children in the home beyond redemption in your eyes? Ladies, listen to what the men are saying. Because whether you like the way they're saying it or not, when you go to these other channels and platforms who tell you that you're a queen, you're this, you're that, one thing you don't see is a plethora of eligible men. I go to other channels, other platforms, and all I see in the comment section for days are women and female names. I see women talking to women about men. And even if it's a man's channel, if there are no men in the comment sections, ladies, what good is it? Because the end consumer of the product that is a woman is a man. And if men are not purchasing, buying, picking, selecting, choosing you, it does not matter the rapper or whatever. If you can't get the transaction made, it doesn't matter how good the product is if you're still sitting on the shelf. These people who are telling you what you want to hear, tickling your ears and coddling your heart, are they getting you sold? All right, well, Jessica is not going to get on, so we're going to go ahead and boot Jessica off. So that's what we're going to do. Boop. The end product, there's a woman, is a man. Jessica, bye-bye. Put you back in the waiting room. And I think it's a good question because we always come at it from the man is the problem. The man is the problem. The man is the problem. Men, if men are a problem in modern dating, there's a school of thought that says men are the problem that you ladies created. You wanted equality. You wanted to be treated as equals. You wanted a deregulated sexual marketplace. You wanted your body, your choice. You get to choose. Fine. Men had to deal with those things, and they're playing catch up. Men have adjusted, and men said, "Okay, if 80% if 100% of the women want 20% of the men, the Petro principle, 80-20 rule. Well, if I'm not in that 80, if I'm not in the 20%, I'll either have to work and get better and improve to get into 20%, or I have to go farther away to get what I want." Men have adjusted. The top 10%, 20% of men are having more sex than ever. But there's a large group of men who are just going through life with nothing. We used to have more of a balance where 80%, the black community had a marital rate of 80%. When by 30 years old, if you weren't married, something was wrong with you. When most people, like the previous caller, would have 70, 80 years ago, that woman would have been married by 24. But now you got the world you wanted. Men have adjusted. And now that men have adjusted, you're trying to shame men, tell men, well, it's not right that you're just having, Netflix and chill, and we're not dating anymore. Y'all didn't want dating. You didn't want modern men to date. Why? Well, look at what you did to them. You went and played games with guys who wanted to date you. You let them take you out here and there, and then after stringing this guy and that guy along for 3 or 4 dates and nothing ever happened, men talked and said, well, dude, don't do that. Tom Likas out in California 25 plus years ago. It's out now, lady. The secrets are out. No, if you want to get on, call in, hit the Zoom link. If you want to get on, hit the Zoom link. And that's what it is. So men have adjusted. And now that men have adjusted, there's no amount of, well, it's not right. That shouldn't happen. And no amount of people telling you that the problem is men. It's not you, queen. If they don't have men in their chat rooms, in their comment section, if you go to their events, if you go to their conferences and all this other kind of stuff and you don't see men around, who are you talking to? Dude. That's what it comes down to. So, do I think modern women can be rehabilitated? Let me see what we got going on in the chat room. Salute to Godfather and all that. High value men, hearings, and hit squads. Well, thank you. Appreciate it. Cairo in the house. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to look and see what's going on. We're going to open it up for everybody to call in because I want to hear from the guys too now. Last day here. Last day here. You can't get upset that men have decided to catch up. You can't get upset that men have decided to say, you know what? Nothing is a better option. And if you're a woman and the best of the most you have to leverage is sex, then honestly, the price is very low. Yeah. Oh yeah. But here we go. We're gonna open the call line back up after we get the likes up. You see, this is what happens when you allow people to do what they want to do. Get them up. Part two. Are modern women the victims they claim to be? We need to keep the likes up, guys. We should be at 2,100 likes. I'm going to look over here in a few minutes. In a minute and a half, we don't have 2,100 likes. We'll play that song again. Are modern women the victims they claim to be? That's what I put in the comment section. Are modern women the victims? How many times are we used to hear women in general, black women in particular, watching a relationship? Abuse. Every time I have yet, how many times in going on a year have we heard women, going on half a year, have we heard women own up to being the problem in their relationship? It's always some sort of victim. Baby daddy abandoned me. He was abusive. He left us. Are modern women really the victims that they claim to be? Now, this disclaimer, yes, things happen. But I gotta be honest, I do not see and have yet to see in all the years on this planet women walking around looking like Miss Seeley beat up. I have seen more violence, physical violence committed by women to men than I have ever seen men committing violence to women. It ain't even close. I have seen women in general, black women in particular, be more violent to men. They're damn sure to the kids. Physical violence. Go to World Star. Go to any clip and you will see women wilding out. How can you be the victim when you're the aggressor? When people fear you. When people fear you getting upset because of your reaction, how can you be the victim? Then when you start talking about the aggression, when you start talking about the verbal abuse, the verbal assault, how can we continue to defend behavior that is not netting a positive result for women? If you're not getting the results you want, ladies, Dre Day, what's going on, fam? If you're not getting the results you want, ladies, how can we continue to defend this? How can we continue to shout out to Dre Day? Shout out to Cairo. Shout out to CG Cap. Let's talk about it. Jessica, you're not in here. Your audio is not connecting, so we're going to go ahead and do this. Are you the victims? How can you be the victims and the perpetrator at the same time? I want to hear from you ladies who are, because I will tell you, when I hear a woman say that there was abuse in a relationship, my spidey senses go up. I just haven't, because I just haven't seen it. Haven't seen it. I haven't seen it like a lot of you ladies. I think a lot of women say this because it's a get out of jail free card. No one's supposed to question it. We're supposed to just let it slide. Not saying that it doesn't happen, but does it happen to the levels of what you ladies say they are? And here's the thing. Why am I bringing this up? Because the more we allow women to not be honest with themselves, with their situations, with the role they've played in their outcomes, the worse it is for women. See, many people think you're just saying this stuff to be pejorative and beat up on women and bash them and make them feel bad. No. Nope. My ultimate goal has always been the same. I want better outcomes for women because my clients who are men want women. And if they have a better caliber and class group of women to pick from, my clients, the men that I work with, are happier because they have a better caliber. It's always been the same. I am very transparent about it. Men want women. And the men that I work with who have paid the cost to be the boss, done the work to improve themselves, they deserve a better caliber, class, and outcome than everybody else because they've done the work. Why else, if you had a son, ma'am, and you put love and effort into your son, you would not, and he had an opportunity to go to an Ivy League school or junior college, you would want him to go there because he's done the work. You wouldn't want him to go to the junior college just to keep it real. By the same token, if a man has done what is required to increase and improve, why should he have to still go back and deal with a woman who's dealing with guys that she don't think are on her level? Where are the increased and improved women? Right, Jessica? You're not connecting. Where are the increased and improved women? And sadly, many women today would agree and say, you know what? I agree that the women should increase and improve. But I can't say nothing to them. Who can? Who can say something? So I come on this show Monday through Friday in an effort to have a dialogue, to ask questions that most people want to know answers to but can't. To have a conversation that many folks would rather not have, because what's happening out there in LA, in New York City, in Atlanta, in Dallas, in Houston, in Miami, in Seattle, in San Francisco, in Chicago, in Detroit, in Denver, in Austin, in Philadelphia, in Camden, San Diego, in Boise, it ain't working. This shit ain't working. It's not. Men and women are more separate than ever. In the black community, what is that? What is the black community? The black community is married black people, black women, and children. Black men are like its own, single black men are its own group. When you think of the black community, single, unmarried, bachelor, divorced black men are not a part of that. We talk about black community, black women, single black women in particular. You think of yourselves first. This last political season has shown what you think of black men. Shut up. John Solicited Opinion. Ice Cube and his contract of Black America. Black men are not stupid. Men are not stupid. There is a reckoning coming. And you ladies, if you want something, all I'm saying is this. You better figure out what it is you bring to the table for a man that is not sex. Sex seems to be the extent and the limit of what far too many modern women bring to the table. And here's the sad part. It ain't even that good with most of y'all. Y'all think it's great. It's like, pfft. If it was so great, why hasn't somebody put a ring on it? And we got to start having these uncomfortable conversations. That's why I listen to a lot of men, especially on the pro community side, telling women, you all right, queen, you all right this, you all right that. Those men are married. I listen to a bunch of men who are married tell a bunch of single women what's going on. They can't help you. Oh man, you divorced, you don't have a woman. I'm out here. I talk to men. My clients are men. Feet on the street, ear to the ground. I know what's going on because I stay plugged in. And I hear what the men are saying. In my private Facebook group, 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 5 couples now. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inside of 4 months, 5 couples. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2 gonna get married. I'll put that result up against any of you out there questioning me. Any of you. Any man questioning me on the other side of this camera. What you saying, shut up. Put it on the wood. Show me where your results are. Show me the black couples, families being made out of what you're saying. Fuck you mean? Want to question me? Show me. Don't talk to me. Show me the work. Brittany says dating is scary as a woman. If you pick wrong, you're devalued. Choose wisely. That's not scary for a woman. I don't buy that one. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and help you out, man. Bye, dude. I don't want to hear that. You're dismissed. Here we go. Lena, you just dropped out. So, we have to stop treating women as if they're special creatures, pedestalizing women. You're gonna need to take your finger off of the camera. Yeah, I figured as much. We have to stop pedestalizing women. I heard Steve Harvey say something about chastising men, talking about, let me go ahead and put this out here. To the men who tell you women that men got it twisted because you possess a skill that we don't have, the ability to produce life, those men are lying to you. First off, it's not a skill. It's a feature that comes on the female. A skill is something you go out and acquire and learn. It's just a feature. You didn't start it, and one day you were a girl, the next day you were a woman because you start ovulating. It's a feature, not a skill. And we got simps out here telling you guys, oh, well, you got this skill, and we have pedestalized your ability to carry life. No, we carry the spark of life. You have the womb. We have the seed. You are the soil. But see, what happens when we have men like him pedestalizing you, you start thinking you're better than you are. You start thinking you're better than your men, and you're not better. And I'm going to tell you right now, black women, you are not better than black men. Knock it off. Nyla, you can go ahead and unmute yourself. Nayla. Hello. I can. First name is pronounced how? What do you got for me? Hold on, just a second. 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 I gotta grab something. Just a second. Nala says I came to bring the fire. And that's okay. No, no, it's fire. I mean, it's fine. Challenges are good. Challenges are. Let me sit down and get back to it. So go ahead. What you got for me?
Light challenge about
Go ahead.
something that you said. I agree with everything you say.
You
I
don't have
called
to.
in and thanked you that time. No, but I do. I called in and actually thanked you.
Mm-hmm.
But there's one little thing
Go ahead.
I notice when one brings up colorism, it's completely thrown out. And so I feel like I have that issue with my skin color. Um, eh, it just seems sometimes that that's completely ignored. That's not a problem at all. And
Well, it's not that it's not a problem at all.
okay,
See, what the problem I have with colorism is it's not multivariate. You colorists seem to make a unidimensional argument as if color, skin color is one of many factors. But but most colorists make it the primary factor. And then everything from that runs out of the original factor that's colorism. That's my problem.
I do understand what you're saying. I think my more challenge is instead of maybe just pushing it to the side, maybe strategies for darker skinned women, because I'm a darker skinned woman and I was able to, get around it, but I couldn't ignore it. I couldn't act like it wasn't an issue. I had to recognize that my skin color was going to be a bit of a problem dating. So I was able to overcome it. But I do worry about some of the dark women out there that don't know how. And when
Okay,
they
well
do,
let me how
say,
about this then? How about this then? You're a darker skinned woman, right?
well, I'm sorry, I missed what you said.
Strategies for darker skinned women. How is that different for strategies for shorter men?
It's pretty much the same. You kind of have to like take what you can get, but I don't.
Well,
But
no,
I think.
no. See,
Uh,
hold on. See, that's where I differ.
okay,
Everyone has something. And what the problem I have with what is your ultimate point with is color? Your skin color is what's the issue? What's the problem?
Okay, in my particular situation, I'm from a different part of the country. Well, I'm in Georgia now, but before I came from California, and California being dark skinned when I'm older, but trying to date back then, um, men approaching me was rare. I could count on one hand how many times in
How
a
old are you?
period that I was ever approached.
How old are you?
I'm older. I'm 43. Mhm.
I'm sorry, I'm 51. You're not older than me.
Okay.
Then I have to ask because there's
Yes.
no camera here. What part of California,
I was in Southern California.
ma'am?
Yes.
What part?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's
Because
it.
everyone says northern or southern. I grew up in Long Beach, and then I moved out to the Inland Empire.
So you say men didn't approach you?
It was very rare. Like, and I say I'm
Okay,
older
so
because
hold on. At what age did you lose your virginity?
I was 19.
Okay. And you lost your virginity. Do you go to college?
Yes, sir.
How tall are you?
I am 5'5".
Dress size.
Um, I should tell you that I am married.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh, okay. I'm dress size. I'm size 8.
Okay. No disrespect to your husband,
Yes.
but I have. How do I want to put this?
Mm.
Why do you think so many people should have approached you? Maybe you're just not attractive.
Right, and that is a possibility.
But
You know,
the attractiveness has. But do you think? But see, with colorism, people you tend to say your lack of attractiveness is based in your skin tone.
can okay. Can I cam up no, just for you
Well, you
though,
don't.
not for the audience?
Sure.
I don't know
But you, but
how.
it, but you don't have to. We can have the conversation. See, what I just said is maybe you're not attractive, and you said it's a possibility. But see, the next part is where we get into trouble. I'm not attractive because I'm dark skinned. No, you're just not attractive, and you happen to be dark skinned. Because I lived in the Midwest, close to the South, and some of the most attractive women where I was from were dark, and they never had a problem getting men. She muted herself. You muted yourself.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Um, I guess what I'm saying, the reality for me, being dark skinned, living in California, the a lot less because typically black women are on the bottom of the barrel, so we don't have like all the other men after us. We pretty much most of us want black men, and where I was from anyway, to be a dark skinned black woman, the amount of men were there. Now I'm married, so I was able to marry, but I had to be strategic about it because of my skin. Because I guess that's all I'm saying. I don't think it's to be an excuse.
Testing, testing,
I took my dark skin color and I had to say, okay, this is going to be a
testing.
little bit of problem because I'm not going to get as many options. But I understood that, and I think some dark women they don't accept that. I didn't say, hey, this is a problem. They're kind of like shut down. Like, no, it's not a problem, but it is something, you
Well,
know.
here's the
I mean,
thing, man. Here's the thing.
it can.
Here's
Yes,
the thing. Can you guys hear me now? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. What you keep saying is you don't get equality of outcomes. You cannot legislate attractiveness. In
Absolutely.
the 80s, I'm sorry, in the 80s, El DeBarge, Al B. Sure, and light skin was in. Prince was in. And dark skinned men got no real love. Black men, dark skinned men didn't start getting any love till 1989 and Wesley Snipes. They were locked out of an entire decade, but you didn't hear dark skinned men bitching.
I agree with that. I, and I,
So
I,
if
I
you're
and I don't
not
believe in.
if you're a dark skinned woman and you feel as though colorism is a problem, then what do? You adjust and you compensate. But far too often, dark skinned women want equality of outcomes. You want to be approached I want if 10 men are approaching the red bone, I want 10 men to approach the dark skinned woman. It never happens that way.
Can I jump in a little bit? I guess what I'm saying is what you're saying right now, but typically this is not what you hear. Typically, it's anytime you bring up colorism, it makes, for instance, the dark men, like you said in the 80s, their strategy was they kind of had to take what they could get because the light skinned men were on top. And so, as dark skinned women, I think that to me, that was my strategy. I understood I was not going to get the mass numbers that light skinned women or biracial women or whatever had. So, the few men that did approach me, I had to really hold on to those. And I think, and so I agree with you. Black women shouldn't, you know,
Well,
want
okay,
lots and lots
okay.
of men. So I think they
So
need to
what's the
change
difference,
that tone.
man?
So I agree with that.
Hold on. Okay.
Mhm,
See, here's the problem, though. You
mhm.
keep going back to, well, that as a black woman, I'm not gonna get the options that are other women. So okay, then what do you want? I mean, ultimately, what do you want to tell darks? What should be if the world was right? What would happen for dark skinned women? What would happen? Lord have mercy. She muted herself. Stop muting yourself.
I'm
Just
so
sit your
sorry.
ass down there and speak. Stop muting yourself.
It's an accident. I'm sorry. My hand brushed against the phone. I'm
All
so
right. So if
sorry.
the world was right, what should happen for dark skinned women?
If the world was right, what I'd want to say to them is recognize, yes, colorism is an issue. However, ladies, you may not get, 10 and 20 men, but you just need one. And that's what I'm not hearing being spoken to these dark skinned women that
Well,
legitimize.
hold on. But see, what the problem is?
Just said it.
Hold on. No. See, what you want is you want to be special.
Yeah,
You
I
just no, you're not. No, you're not. And the problem, no, listen,
don't think we are though.
no, you're not. And see,
I
that's the fucking
know.
problem.
I'm agreeing. I know we're
But
not.
the thing, listen, you're saying that, ladies, you may not get 10 or 20, but all you need is one.
Hmm.
But the problem is, you want the 10 or 20.
Okay, I'm not saying for me personally. I guess I don't think you quite get what I'm saying.
I
I'm
know you're
wanting.
not speaking for you. I know you're speaking for women in general. But what I'm saying is, the world ain't fair. It's not
What,
fair. It's
literally,
not fair. It's not fair. And the world is not going to sit around and look here, ma'am.
I'm
Let me
I don't
make
I
it
don't
real
know how
quick. Let
else
me
to
make it real
express to you that
quick.
I'm agreeing. This is what
But
I'm
let me make
wanting
it
Black
real.
women
But
to
let me make it.
know.
But the thing is, ma'am,
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
colorism is how big is, on the scale of problems, even in the black community. Where does colorism rank?
It depends on how dark you are, but I think it's pretty big, and I think that it's really
Right.
diminished.
And if you honestly think, see, these are first
As
world.
far as
No, no,
options,
no,
as
no,
far as
no, 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 no,
options.
no,
Okay,
no.
okay.
These are first world freaking problems. And you know the problem with many women who deal in this argument? You got many women that I've come across in my personal life have latent anger issues that they have yet to address. Issues with rejection, issues with approval or acceptance that stem from childhood. And they have
Absolutely.
yet to address the therapy, the underlying issue. And sorry, human beings have a unique way of taking one thing and extrapolating and making it about it. Everything happens because of my dark skin. But then, if that's the case, that should be the way. That should be the same thing for every dark skinned person. If it's your dark skin, how is it that you get? How is you have dark skinned women who get vastly different outcomes than some women who are on par, the same level of overall attractiveness, who get vastly different outcomes? It's not just the skin; it's multivariate. And as long as we keep telling women, well, your dark skin is going to be a problem, well then, yeah, if you want to believe that, go ahead. No one's no one's going to cry tears and waste time to try to balance out things for what people consider to be, honestly, and I mean no disrespect, but many people look at it to be a trivial matter. It's not. It's a first world problem.
I understand. I wish you could understand that. Like what I'm trying. I don't think you're kind of reading what I'm saying as much, though. But
I understand what you're.
I
I
agree with what
understand
you're
what you're
saying. But
saying. I understand what you're saying.
But I'm not disagreeing at all. I don't think you're quite grasping what I'm saying, though.
Yeah.
How does telling darker skinned women that your skin is a problem help them?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that? I'm
How
sorry.
does telling darker skinned women, and first off, is it just a dark skinned woman problem, or does this also apply to men?
Honestly, I don't know because I'm a woman,
Oh,
so
okay.
I don't
But this is
know. You know what I
colorism,
mean?
though. See, that's the problem. It's colorism. Where's the man's portion in this?
I'm only because I'm the female and dark skin. I can only speak on, you know what I'm saying, my experience. I mean, men may
But what
have
do you think?
they
But
very
what do
well,
you
but I
think?
can only speak on
But
like
what do you
women.
think?
What's that?
What do you think?
Dark skinned men. I'm sure they have their challenges because a lot of times dark skin is attributed to like masculinity and aggression and things like that. So I've heard dark skinned black men say that sometimes people think they're going to rob them or steal something just because they're dark skinned. I've heard that. I don't know if that's, the case, but I've heard that.
See, what? And all right. So if dark skin was a problem, if colorism is a problem, like we want to say it is, okay, then dark skinned men should experience negative outcomes and issues as well, too, right? Oh, no.
Not the same as a woman in dating
Yeah.
because a
Well.
lot.
All right. Well.
I would just say this because I don't want it to. I'm challenging, but I'm not. Here's if I can just say this and then I'll go. I'm just saying this for a dark skinned woman. Literally, what you're saying is you're saying what I wish more would say.
No,
Like not to make.
I'm saying I'm
Yeah.
saying to dark skinned
Uh,
women, the bigger problem is your mentality.
that's what I'm saying, Kevin. I don't know. I think you're thinking I'm arguing. What I'm saying is that's what can I maybe say this? Here's what I did to overcome my dark skin. I had to become ultra sweet, ultra
But
submissive,
why won't you? But hold the
ultra
thing.
feminine.
Hold on. But see,
Yes.
There's a problem I have with what you're saying. Why weren't you that
Mhm.
to begin with?
I've
Why did you
always
have
been.
to?
What I'm
No,
trying to tell
listen,
you.
listen. Why weren't you
Yeah.
ultra sweet, ultra submissive to begin with?
But that I am. That's how I'm married for 13 years because I became that way. But I had to understand. Like for instance, here's an example.
No,
If
you're missing the math equation, ma'am. You're saying you had to become, which implies you were not to begin with. That's what that implies. I had to
can I
become, which implies you were not that to begin with. Are we clear on
okay.
that part?
No, because so maybe I didn't phrase what I'm saying is let's say you have a biracial woman and she's mad at something and she goes off, or a white woman. I don't do that. Literally, I don't have I can't do it because I'm gonna become this angry black woman.
That's
And so I
bull.
understand these
No,
things.
no.
So
Okay,
I
all right.
don't do it.
And here's the thing, ma'am. And here's the thing. And that's what I
Yeah.
mean by your mentality. If that's what you believe, I can't change it for you. That's your starting point, which is why I said at the beginning, colorism, people, it's not multivariate. It's univariate. It's always the same thing. You said exactly what I said at the beginning. As a dark-skinned woman, I cannot act the same way a biracial or a white woman can because it'll be perceived as something. And you said,
Absolutely.
and that's what I mean. I do not believe, and I'm sorry, that is your mindset, and you can have it, but everything stems from your dark skin, and everything doesn't stem from your dark skin. Maybe it's the way in which, maybe it's the words you chose when you
I
acted
guess
out.
I
Excuse me,
wish.
excuse
Oh yeah.
me,
Yes,
excuse
sir.
me.
I'm so sorry.
Maybe it's the word choice. Maybe it's the tone. Maybe it's your hand motions. But you're just saying I can't act this way. No, there's a wide range of choices in everything you said. But you just made the perfect point that it all came back to your dark skin. You just proved my point. There are a lot of choices in acting out, talking out. There's tone, there's body language, there's all kind of stuff. But for women who think like you, well, I have to overcompensate to make myself smaller because my dark skin is a cross. I don't buy that. Nope. But thank you. Colorism exists. Yes, prejudice exists. Yes, skin tone prejudice exists in every race, but it is one factor. And my issue with most of you colorism people is it is the only factor. Everything starts from that point, and it's not univariate. It's just one way. And as I said again, these are first world freaking problems. First world freaking problems. Again, her example was, well, as a dark skinned woman, I can't react. Versus if I were biracial or a white woman, I can't get upset and angry because it'll be looked at, such and so forth. Am I the only one that saw that, wait a minute, there are a lot of choices to be made in between how three different women get angry, respond, talk, body language. I'm sorry. Far more of that comes into play than just your skin tone. Thank you. The mindset is defeatist. Appreciate it. All right, I got to get up out of here. It's late. This microphone was acting a little crazy. Guys, it was challenge day, but as usual, most of the challenge folks, they didn't want to talk about it. On Monday, I gotta address some of the critics, detractors of this whole high value thing. I have yet to hear an honest critique of what I've said. And like it or not, it exists with us. As a woman, if you want to be with a man if you want to have a better choice of men or a better caliber or quality of men pursuing you, you must increase and improve. If, as a man, if you want to have access or opportunity to interact with a higher or better caliber of women, we know we must increase and improve. Ladies, what does increase and improve look like to you? Yes, I talk about being as pretty as possible. That's just the first 7 seconds. Pretty, understand something. Fine, where I'm from in the Midwest, fine relates to your face. In Texas and the South, fine relates to your body. That was a twist. But where I'm from in the Midwest, fine is your face. There's an old school saying, fine gets you time. The prettier you are, the more time you tend to have before you get a negative outcome. Seconds, but you get more time. But the thing is, pretty has a limit. And to you pretty women, you pretty privileged women, if you let the pretty go because of weight, that's a waste of pretty. If you let the pretty go because of kids, that's a waste of pretty. It's a waste of pretty. And think you can just jump back out here and act as if, well, I'm still pretty even though I got 1, 2 kids. That you're pretty. There are consequences. It's time for modern women who want to be with a man long term to really sit down and put some serious thought into what value you bring to the kind and caliber of man you want. That's what it comes down to. You ladies are going to have to figure out what kind of value, because I have yet in 6+ months to ask a woman this question that I've gotten anywhere close to being a suitable answer. From a single woman. I've heard married women articulate it, but it's sad. I'm waiting for a single woman to finally tell me something other than I can help them with his books and plant and etiquette. What? How much thought do you really put into a man behind for what you could do for him. And that's what's really telling. Far too many of you ladies put little to no thought into what you can do for a man. Yeah, that's not going to work, dude. That's not going to work. Yep. That's not going to work either. Seriously. What thought do you put into it? Little to none. Little to no thought. And then you get upset when you get the outcomes you get. Sorry, ladies. That's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to. Little to no thought. Latinas. Now, let's talk about in LA. So we're in overtime now. Let's talk about Atlanta versus LA versus New York City. One thing I would say, Atlanta, beautiful women in Atlanta. In LA, beauty is on a whole nother level. Whole nother level. But New York City, the energy is just completely different. I like New York City. I like New York City because walking out, you're automatically in the middle of everything. It's just the energy is just there. Mm-hmm. Now I would say around here, you see a lot of conspicuous consumption. I'm sitting out here eating a pizza, and there's a McLaren parked in front of a Bentley, parked in front of another exotic sports car, and this meter made it look like this. Came over and gave him a hater-like ticket. I'm like, why are you gonna give such a vehicle like that a ticket? Well, he can't park here. I'm like, if you don't take your stringy haired ass on somewhere, I was like, he is beautifying the block by having this parked here. Actually, she decided not to give him the ticket. Surprisingly, we'll try to keep the rules and be fair. I'm like, no, you just mad because you can't ride in one. That's all it is to it. You just mad because you got one of these Segways and he's riding that. Or you can't be in the passenger seat. Go ahead and tell the truth. Not enough calls. So what? Let me go ahead and time you out. Some of you guys act entitled. No. Put them and help you out. Call that. Do 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 do. So I'll be here another day, enjoying black men. Here's this stupid shit right here. Hey, call in, Miss Shaw. See, here's a problem. This foolish woman says something like this: black men are colorists. Can't tell you how many times I've had them tell me they don't date dark-skinned women. That's why I stopped dating black men. Listen to this. This fool said black men are colorists because the handful of men she talked to says they don't date dark-skinned chick. So that was her justification for not dating black men. You ain't no loss. I mean, look at the mindset of that. See, the problem is you're not supposed to have. The problem is women like her don't want you to have any kind of preferences. Your preference is your preference, men, and have your preference. And women who don't like it, they can kick rocks because they really don't care about your preference. I mean, they have theirs. You should be able to have yours. That's equality, right? I find it funny, though, how many women who supposedly don't date black men. I find it interesting, supposedly, how many black women who supposedly don't date black men who find themselves onto my platform. When y'all just gonna stop lying and saying you can't get the kind of black men that you want? Because what we have yet to see is you with a non-black man who's high value. When you make comments like that woman makes, I'm all for it. But show me a high value non-black man that's your husband. Show me a high value non-black husband. Other than that, shut the door. Because you're running around talking all this mess and you just the side chick, or you're not, I don't want to say side chick, but you're just a girlfriend. Don't count. I mean, am I missing something though? Hardened. I'm not against people swirling. Swirl your heart out, girl. Enjoy. But get a husband. Where's your high value white husband? I don't want to hear nothing about no high value. I don't want to hear nothing about your boyfriend who you dealing with. Where's your husband? Where they at? Where Waldo? If you ain't got one of them going over telling black men. See, what that woman basically came over here and wanted to say, I don't date black men. As if black men are going to come say, oh, no, sis. Come back. Please come back. We'll be better. We'll do exactly what you want. And we'll give you everything. Please. Ain't nobody caring about you going nowhere. And ain't nobody trying to wife you when you get there. You don't shut up. Where they at, Joe? Where they at? She ain't gonna call. Of course she ain't gonna call. They never call. One more again. Now, let me also talk to guys. Gentlemen, for those who it applies, just because this platform exists and we talk to him back and forth, you need to honestly ask yourself where you rank, where you're at. And if you you're not where you need to be, your issue really isn't with women. On Instagram today, a guy asked me my opinion on prenups. And I said, I think they're a smart business move. Ask a woman to sign a prenup and you'll see what she really thinks. Money tends to tell the truth. But I also said, I don't really understand what a lot of you guys are talking about prenups. And I mean no disrespect, but only 10% or more of people earn $100,000 or more. Most people don't make enough money to be worried about a prenup. What are you getting a prenup at $50,000 a year? And he made the comment of, well, if you're losing half at $40,000 a year hurts more than losing half at $300,000 a year. And that's what I said. The dude at $40,000, honestly, you don't even need to be worrying about a relationship. My personal opinion, you too broke. $40,000 relationship, you're going to have a lot of problems. Because I don't make women know where they are. We just know women want men to be able to pay, especially black women. They want you to be able to pay all the bills. If you can't pay all the bills, you don't need to deal with black women in this country. That's what they want. They'll say one thing, but most want that. If that's too much for you, see, relationships are privileges. They're not requirements. Far too many of us act as if you're entitled to the love or not love. You're entitled to the company of another person. You are not. Women, you're not entitled to a man. Man, you're not entitled to a woman. They are privileges. Since recorded time, about 30% or more of the male population has lived and died and never reproduced. You just simply do not get a woman just because you went to college. You don't simply get a woman because you have a good job. Never has been enough. We have mythologized the 50s and saying, well, guys had good paying jobs. Everybody had a chicken in the pot. No, not everybody. A large percentage, but there was still 30% of men who had them good paying jobs who were confirmed bachelors till they died. A lot of you guys don't understand, just don't study. Beauty costs. You want a beautiful woman? You know how much it costs to maintain beauty today? So maybe you're better off, if you're making $40,000 a year, you're better off renting it. If you're making $40,000 a year, first thing I'm gonna ask you is how many hours a week are you working? If you're making $40,000 a year and you're working 40 hours a week, I'm gonna tell you, get off here and go get you a part-time job. If you're making $40,000 a year and you're making 60 to 80 hours, then you're working enough. But then you still better go rent it. That's why, question in the chat room. Should we legalize prostitution? Should we legalize prostitution? I mean, there's a school of thought that says we already have it anyway with the gold digger, sugaring, hookup culture, with the being able to stream online acts, and with the advent of OnlyFans. What do you think? If you think we should, put a 1 in the chat room. If you think we shouldn't, put a 2 in the chat room. Should we legalize it? Legally, 1, keep it illegal, 2. What do you think? I want to hear from the ladies. Ashley says yes. I think we should. I think we should legalize it. I think we should legalize it because, 1, it's safer. There has been plenty of research shown when you legalize heroin use, they did it in the Whitehall district in the UK. When they legalized, there's a certain percentage of the population that was going to be addicts. The kick rate, the recidivism, we just don't like we have too many morality issues in politics. We can't make practical choices. But legalizing it and make it a business, tax them. Having a red light district in every major city, that means all your incels no longer have the stigma of being an incel. If you're a woman and you want to be in the legal sex business, you go fill out an application, get your checkups, go in peace. I mean, it's my opinion, it's victimless. It's a victimless crime, especially if you legalize it. That means men can get what they want, women can get what they want. The transaction is seen above board. Fair exchange is no robbery. But then what does it also do? It takes but the reason so many women don't want it legalized is because it takes away that joker. If it's legalized, you can't keep running up to the table and say, you get me. Well, what? I mean, brothels have been legal and were illegal for hundreds, thousands of years. Sure, we should legalize it. Women don't want it legalized because it puts them at a disadvantage. Because now they actually have to have some skill to be a mate. If you cannot just leverage the access to your body because you go down to the red light district, number one. Number two, like it or not, ladies, and I mean no disrespect, but I think you need to realize the price is falling. Ladies, here you go. Call in, ladies. What do you think the value, how much, here's the ladies, how much do you think you should charge for one interaction with a man, ladies? Ladies, how much should you charge? Ladies, how much should you charge for one time? One in the industry, it's called one bell. How much? How much should you charge for one bell? Hey man, don't type that in my chat room. Dude, Dewanis Alexander, put you in timeout. You type no foolishness like that in my chat room. You type those words, you get out of here, man. One bell. How much should we charge, ladies? How much should we charge, ladies? There we go. I would tell you this. How much is the price of it right now? Like it or not, ladies, Netflix and chill. The going rate today, if you had to average it out, it would be close to about $40. Do you realize how many dates how many women are not going on dates under the age of 27? People are having sex before dates. But see, it would offend a lot of women if they realize that it's really going to cost you $40. $40. $40. $40. $40. Now, you can hear the nails on the imaginary chalkboard when women are thinking, $40? Yeah. Because he didn't have to pay for your hair, your nails, you getting ready. No. He's paying for the interaction and leaving. I don't think women really want legalized brothels because the notion of taking you to Ruth Chris, the Palm Restaurant, Spago over here. Oh, yeah, I am for anything that is going to bring sanity back to the dating market. Let me go ahead and do this. All right, so here we go. Oh, some fool said this is a low value topic. Just shows you don't know any high value men. See, you have no idea how stupid you sound. You show that you know no truly high value men. High value men have made a business of. Go back to watch the movie Pretty Woman. You idiot. Go back and watch the movie Pretty Woman. Pretty Woman was based on a character here in LA played by Richard Gere. And the whole premise of the movie was he hired a prostitute for the weekend. See, what you just showed is you're too stupid to be in this room. We have moralized certain things in this country to where we can't even have an honest conversation. $40. And why is that such a problem for a lot of women? Because they honestly think, what? I would not sell my body for that much. I'm not saying you have to. But what I need you ladies to understand is the price that many of you put on yourself is exaggerated. I never start a conversation without having an end point. How many times have you come to this channel, heard me have conversations with women who have their value inflated way up here, when in reality it's closer down here? Asking price way up here. And that's the problem. There is no accurate way for modern women to really get a real world assessment on their true value. So many women today have been walking around, well, everybody wants it, so it's valuable. But every model comes with it. That's the thing when things are legalized. If you legalize illicit drugs, the price drops. What's the problem with drugs? It's the violence and the economy that comes along with it. When it becomes legalized, a lot of that stuff goes away. Ladies, ultimately the question is this: do you have an accurate assessment of your individual sexual marketplace value? My gut tells me that most women would hate to really know what their true SMV is. How many times have we seen women come on this channel? Oh, I'm an 8, I'm a 9. What? So no, I don't just talk about stuff. We need to have a better assessment. And it would help women. It would help women to understand what the actual price was so they could sit down and wrap their mind around it. How many times have you heard me talk to women who are really sitting back trying to grapple with a concept that they can see, that they can feel, that it takes, but their mind can't quite get around it? Like the baby mama who thinks she's still the shit. She was really having a problem like, what? But I'm the shit. No, you're not. But I've always been the shit. No, you're not. Guys, you got to understand, women think differently than we do. They run their logic through their emotions. And that's not a problem. That's just what it is. So the way I give information to women is going to be different than the way I give it to men. But we all do better when when an economy, a country, a society, a community works well, is when we all agree on value. Why was the barter system so chaotic? Because there was no established value. You got a cow, I got 10 goats. You want my goats, I want your cow. But when you say a cow is worth 500 and a goat is worth 40, that means 500, 10 times 40 is 400. I got to get 100 more to get your cow. I feel whole, you feel whole. But if I gave you my 10 goats for your cow, you might, who gave me the cow, may feel like you got a bad deal. That's what we got going on today. The barter system. Dating is barter. Oh, shit. Good concept. Obsidian, if you're watching. Shout out to the dudes in the sphere. Dating is the barter system. Godfather original. We get one. We get one. We usually get one. We would do. High value. Dating is the barter system. That's the problem in dating. That's the problem. That not the problem, but a big problem. Dating is the barter system. Anybody get that one? Dating is the barter system. And if you are getting a bad deal because you overestimated what that was worth and you gave too much and the price was lower, damn it. Wow. That's pretty damn good. Dating is the barter system. And in the barter system, there's usually a winner and a loser. The barter system is really not good for an economy because people are more worried about getting the short end of the stick versus making good deals and building high. All right, good. All right, dating is the barter system. We got to go into that a little bit later. It's a good video, good show. I'm tired. Gotta go. LA was good, but I think New York wins. New York City, here I come. Peace. We are gone. Pacific Standard Time. Godfather says dating is barter. Dating is dope. Enjoyed it, guys. Join me on Instagram for the rest of the trip in the frat room. One love. Next week, I'm going to start having some guests on the show. Interviews coming up. You guys will dig it. Oh, we're going to be responding to quite a bit of the controversy and confusion. We're back in the office. When I'm on the road, it's always kind of hectic. Next week is going to be short. And yes, I think I will be broadcasting on Thanksgiving just for you guys. If I'm still in Atlanta. If I'm in Atlanta, I'll broadcast. If not, I won't. I got to keep you guys going through this lockdown, curfew, whatever. Keep the CIA men, the FBI women plugged in.